רוצים להגיד שלום לפרופסור קלום סמפל, שהוא מומחה להתפרצות מחלות באוניברסיטת ליברפול. Professor Sempel, good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to be with you again.
We are happy to have you with us. How are you? 2 days after
It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
It's a busy week. We have rising cases in the United Kingdom, but we do appear to have weakened the link between community cases and severe numbers of cases in hospital. Of concern, though, we are recognizing tissue injuries, particularly in people aged between 20 and 50. So we call these complications, but otherwise described as tissue injuries to the kidneys, heart, liver, and lung. And these are occurring even in the younger people that are unfortunate enough to be admitted to hospital. That's younger adults.
So those are injuries because of COVID-19, the Delta version?
Yes. Well, the study that we've got best data actually is on a previous version of the virus. We've got no reason to believe that Delta would be any different. But these are complications beyond the initial disease of COVID, which is the cough and the shortness of breath and the fever. These injuries include scarring of the lungs, damage to the kidneys, damage to the liver, and occasionally damage to the heart and brain. And we wonder if this might go some way to explain the experience of long COVID, but it seems that these injuries are actually occurring quite commonly in people admitted to hospital.
Yes. Professor, how worried are you about the fact that there are no more restrictions in the UK?
There was never going to be a right time to remove the last restrictions, but in fact, the third wave that Britain is now experiencing is a consequence of removing restrictions in May, and we've seen cases rise since then. In the meantime, we've been racing to vaccinate the most vulnerable people, and that has been very, very successful. My concern now is for the people that won't die but will be damaged, who are very important for our economy and our security, and they are the ones that are driving our ambulances and our police cars and our fire engines, mending the telecommunication systems, and in some instances delivering food and fuel. I think we're going to see quite high levels of sickness amongst these groups where they've not been fully vaccinated. And that's because these people don't see the value necessarily in being vaccinated. So it's about changing people's mindsets that to move away from thinking about frail and elderly people dying to thinking of younger, otherwise healthy people who will be damaged and lose opportunities to work now and in the future.
But Professor, there is a huge debate between experts, professors, doctors. There are those saying, well, removing the restrictions is the best way to deal with this pandemic right now because most of the people are vaccinated. Therefore, the death rate is low and people do not get into hospitals like in the past. So we have to go back to our normal lives. And there are experts saying, no, we are going to have a huge breakout and then we are going back to all the restrictions. Where are you between these two?
I'm a little bit more persuaded by the latter argument. What we in the UK, the scientists, what I say is the mainstream scientists and public health doctors in the UK are saying that we want to see a move where as these restrictions are lifted, and that's a political decision, we want to see personal responsibility maintained. And it is encouraging that on our underground station and our trains and our public transport, round about 85% to 75% of people are still wearing masks and still taking precautions. So this is about moving to personal responsibility rather than totally going back to normal. And if we can maintain personal responsibility and maintain hand washing and good respiratory hygiene and good ventilation, we should keep some aspects under control. But at present, it is worrying that cases continue to rise. The vaccine is not perfect. It will It'll not protect round about one in six of the frail elderly, but it will protect most of the younger people. So this is about balance, about trying to get some things back to normal, but understanding that personal risk still remains.
Okay, Professor Sempel, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and we are hoping together with you that the removal of the restrictions will get the UK back on track and you'll have a normal life for a long time, by the way, not just for a few weeks.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope the same for Israel too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.